basically a business intelligence tool or visualization tool. Basically, all these are visualization tools only to represent the reports in the form of visualization. That may be in a bar chart or line chart or maybe different kinds of analysis. So whatever it may be. So everything that can be shown in the visualization with interactivity form. You want to know what is the state-wise sales, for example. So when I place the cursor or mouse on top of any country, so system has to show what are the relevant states for that country, and each state again what is the sales, like that. So in the one particular dashboard, you should understand what is the overall sales of the country as well as. So again we have a sub-classification called so state-wise sales also, like that. So whatever may be the representation, you have to perform the interactivity kind of reports. Interactivity means just now I told you. So you place cursor somewhere so that it responds and it shows you something again. Okay. Now basically, out here. It is a basically visualization tool. Okay, with interactivity form. Then we'll analytics. That is one of the main key feature. Now, so I will compare Tableau with other tools now. Why? Because when compared to other tools, Tableau is very easy tool as well as it gives you performance wise very good. So that most of the clients they are preferring this Tableau is a tool for their business intelligence side. Like so reporting side, most of the companies they are preferring Tableau. So why? I will tell you what are the main key features in this Tableau. Okay, before going for that, whenever you install Tableau in your system, so that so Tableau is having inbuilt language called Whisper. Whisper is a combination of two. First one is SQL and it is combination of DL. So what is the significance of DL and SQL? I will tell you. So why? Because Tableau is a visualization. That means, so if you want to represent the data in the form of visualization, so you need to have a database. So without database, so you cannot perform any kind of reports. You cannot represent any data in the form of visualization. So definitely you need a database. Now, how to connect to this database? So database is a mandatory. Without database, you cannot perform any kind of report. So now, whenever we are connecting to the Tableau, in the form of desktop. Okay, always we use the desktop here to perform different kinds of reports. So definitely you need a database called. So again, there are so many databases are there. I'll give you one by one. So before that, what is the basic and very important significance? So whenever you are connecting to the database through Tableau, so SQL helps a lot. Why? Because like at the whole Spotfire. Okay, there are n number of tools are available, MSBI, VO, and there are n number of there. But when compared to those tools, it is very easy. Why? Because you don't need to write a single line of code. So why? Because whenever you are connecting to the database, it is mandatory to write a code so that you will connect to database directly. But in Tableau it is not required. So you can connect to database directly. How? With the help of SQL internally. Everything is internally. Tableau will write a query with the help of SQL and it directly connects to that particular database directly. So there is no need of writing. Even if you take a Qlikview, definitely you need to write a scripting kind of thing. Then only you can connect to Tableau. That is in terms of database. After connecting, anyway you are performing different analysis so that by applying filter concepts, action concepts, calibrated fields, parameters, whatever it may be. So as per the requirement of the client requirement, so you need to apply different concepts in Tableau or maybe some other tool. Then you have to represent the data in the form of visualization. Now, so what is the significance of DL here? Descriptive language. So descriptive language means, so always system shows the data or analysis in the form of Tableau. So once it is converted into visualization, we need a descriptive language. Why? Because so in Tableau, you don't need to select a chart type also. But when it comes to Qlikview or maybe some other tools or Spotfire, so at the starting of the report, you need to select what is the database, which type of chart you need. Either you want to represent data in bar chart or line chart or pie chart or whatever may be the visualization. So you need to select so before starting of the report. But in Tableau it is not required. Why? Because Tableau converts the report into visualization. There is no need of choosing I want only a bar chart, I want only a line chart, I want only an area chart, I want only a pie chart, not like that. System automatically proposes a chart. So if you want, you can use that chart, or else you can change as per your requirement or client requirement. But it is proposing directly a chart. But it is not there in other tools. Why? Because you are selecting the chart type, so that system automatically shows the chart. But in Tableau, it is not like that. System proposes a chart automatically. So based on that, if it is well and good, you can use that chart, or else you can change as per your requirement. Why? Because we have a marks card section is there, so that you can go there and you can change manually. And so as per your requirement, you can represent data in the form of different visualizations, whatever it may be. How? With the help of descriptive language. Very, very important. So now I will tell you what are the main key features here. Why most of the clients, they are preferring only a Tableau. First one is performance wise, it gives you best. Okay, now coming to the second one. So it is giving a visual analytics. What is meant by visual analytics? Just now I told you, whatever may be the report, you are showing in the form of visualization with interactivity kind of thing. Interactivity means, for example, you prepared a dashboard. Dashboard contains 5 different views. So, for example, when I place my cursor on top of any view, so it has to show the response or the respective information which is there in the other 4 views. So it is activating, it is highlighting each and everything related to that particular where exactly you placed your cursor. It is showing entire information. It is in terms of region, or maybe category wise, or subcategory wise, or country wise, state wise, whatever it may be. So it depends how you are connecting the data by using different concepts in the dashboard level, so that it is showing the same thing. So everything we are calling it as interactivity kind of visual analytics. You are not representing a single view. Depending upon the requirement, you are preparing different views and keeping it here in one particular dashboard, so that it displays your requirement. Now this is one of the best key feature. Now second key feature is, so you can, by using Tableau, or else connect to data. Now, so definitely you need a database here. Now, in how many ways you can connect to data, how many kinds of databases are there, I will tell you. First one is, you can connect it to very, very important data, flat files. What is meant by flat file? So here, always you can have n number of flat files like .xls file or Excel sheet, comma, .csv file or .txt file or .mdb file, and so on. You can connect it to either Excel sheet or text file or comma separated file in the text again. So you can access to MS Access and so on. You can data in Tableau, and you can do, or you can perform analysis and try to represent the data in the form of visualization. So maybe you can represent data in different analysis also. So everything is available in Tableau. So you have to represent with normal charts or advanced charts or whatever it may be. You can have all kinds of visualization. Now, so even you can connect it to one more data source called relational databases, RDBs. What is meant by RDB? Relational databases. For example, Oracle or MySQL Server or SAP HANA or HP Vertica or Hadoop and so on. So there are n number of RDBs are available in market. You can connect it to any kind of database directly by using Tableau. This is one of the, again, one of the key feature. Apart from that, again, you have one more connection of data, that is online data sources. You can connect it to even online data sources. Like what are the online data sources which are available in market? Google Analytics and so on. So online data sources like Google Analytics or Salesforce and so on, you can connect it to these many data sources. Okay, I will show you in a couple of minutes. So how many databases are there in the Tableau and how to connect, how exactly you can prepare a report. I will show you each and everything. Wait for some time. So once we complete the key features and components of Tableau, I'll show you how to open and how to do a report in Tableau and how can you get these kind of flat files and everything I will show you. So now you can connect it to how many ways? You can connect it to flat files or RDBs or online data sources. So this is one of the main key feature in Tableau. Apart from that, so Tableau is having very good business integration with all the industries. What is meant by business integration? This Tableau, why? Because it is only a visualization tool. You can represent it for any industry, whether it is a textile company or maybe a pharma company or IT company or education sector company, or maybe you, if you are having your own personal database, so in Excel sheet, so that you can apply different analysis, so that you can represent the data in the visualization, so with the help of Tableau. So that's the reason why you can integrate this particular Tableau for one of the key feature. And Tableau is available in both web access as well as mobile access, web and mobile. Why? Because even you can sit in the home itself, you can directly connect it to Tableau by using online, so that you can see your report as a client side. Even you can, if you install the same thing in your smartphone by using Mac operating system, so that you can access the Tableau reports being a client side companies. You can access each and everything through even web based as well as mobile based. So that is the reason why these are the main key and the very important features of Tableau. Apart from that, so you should have performance wise it is giving the best when compared to other tools. Now I will show you. So this is overall brief about Tableau. When it comes to Tableau components, there are n number of components. I'll tell you one by one. First component, very important component for so if you want to become a developer, this is mandatory. You should have a very good hands-on exposure on desktop. Why? Because it plays a very important role for developer. If you want to become a developer, you should get familiarity in desktop side. Now, what is the significance of desktop? If you want to prepare any report in Tableau, we need a desktop. Without desktop, you cannot prepare anything. Even you have some other components also there. Now we are talking about only desktop side. So it is only relevant for Tableau developers, not for admin, not for client people. Why? Because anyone is not having any kind of access to the desktop. So even Tableau developer only log on to the desktop side and they can prepare different visualizations with the help of how they are connecting to the data source and how they are applying the concepts and all other things. It is very useful for developer. Now, second component is you have. So if you want to become an admin, Tableau admin, definitely you should have hands-on experience on server. For a developer also it is required, but not 100%. If you know 5 to 10%, that is maximum enough to get into the companies. Or if you want to work as a developer, you only need only 5 to 10% maximum. Why? Because whatever you prepare in the desktop side. So for example, so we will first create different views, single views, so that you can place these views in a dashboard, so that try to publish a dashboard and we'll send it to the server. Then only client can log on to the server and they can access each and everything in the content tab, not in the admin tab. So in server, there are two tabs are there. Once you log on to the server, so in the starting screen, you found two tabs. First one is content tab, second one is admin tab. So only you are being a developer, you should so you need to publish the data to the server and you need to do the schedules and you should perform subscriptions, and so these are the things required for a developer. So remaining things that is done with the help of Tableau admin people. Even for client side, so they have a logons on only server side. Now prepare report in the desktop side as well as you can prepare the same thing in the server also, but that is not a suggestible way. So once you publish anything to the server, any report, if there is anything changes, if required, then again we come back to the desktop side and we'll try to change that one and again republish and we'll send it to the server side. Client can have any kind of access to the server. They can log on to the server by their credentials and they can check each and everything in the content tab. Even so, you can perform different security levels also in the server side, not in the desktop side. Okay. Now, third one is you can have one more component called reader. So, what is meant by reader here? Reader is basically, so for example, I'll give you a small example here. So, for example, if you want to open a Acrobat Reader. Otherwise, you cannot open PDF files in your system like that. So whenever you are preparing a report in the desktop or the server, so you can save the same file in the form of different file extensions. So for example, PDF file is .pdf. If it is MS Office file like .docx or .xlsx or .ppt and so on like that. Even in the Tableau, we are having different file extensions like .tdx, .tdsx, .twb, .twbx, .pbm, and so on. There are different file extensions, but always to save a file with the help of TWBX, Tableau packaged workbook. So this is a normal workbook and this is packaged workbook. This is data source. This is packaged data source. This is bookmark file. Like that, we will found different file extensions here. So always whatever you prepare, that is in the form of TWBX, and then send it to the server. If you want to see the report in Tableau, so for example in your company, so there are more than 2,000 employees are there, but we are having only 20 user licenses in Tableau. What about others? 20 can log on directly, they can system and they can check each and everything in the system itself. But what about others? If those people wants to see what exactly the report, so if you are having reader in your system, why? Because it is a free version, anyone can log on or anyone can download and keep it in your system so that you can able to see the report, but you cannot change anything with the help of reader. It is only to reading purpose. You can see what exactly it is there in the report. Okay, so that's the reason why Tableau has given a reader. Now, next one is Tableau Online. It is the enhanced version of server. That means, so everything is available in the web page, but whereas in server, it is in the LAN, normal LAN side. You have to go and open that one and you have to check. Once you go to online, so that by using URLs, you can directly log on to the server and they can check the report. So by sitting in the home itself. So that features are all available in the online. And we can have the last component, so Tableau blocks. For example, you prepared something innovatively that has to be shown for all the people who is having access, okay, of internet. So then you can upload the same thing in the Tableau blog so that each and everyone who is having access towards internet, they can see their report by going to Google and they can type the same thing and they can get the same thing, but they cannot change anything. They can only see the report. That's all. If you are having reader, you can download and keep it in your system and then you can open. But if you are not having Tableau reader or a desktop or server, you can only see as a report. In terms of PDF file only you can see. But if you want to see the interactivity, definitely you need to have either desktop server or reader. Reader also, you can see the interactivity kind of thing, like placing the cursor on somewhere and where exactly it is showing the relevant kind of information. Everything is available in the reader side or desktop side or server side. But if you're not having these three, so you cannot able to see that report. Only in the form of PDF you can see, but you cannot change, you cannot see the interactivity kind of thing. So these are all 5 components. If you want to become a developer, so you should have very good 100% exposure towards desktop along with 5 to 10% of maximum server. So this is a brief overview about Tableau desktop as well as overview about Tableau. Now I will show you how to connect it to Tableau and how can you do a report in Tableau. I will show you. So before that, any doubts from your side, please tell me so that I can clarify.
No, sir, nothing, sir. Okay.
That's fine?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, so I'm moving to the, now this is a Tableau 9.0. So there are so many versions of Tableau where you can see these are the recent documents which is prepared by me, so that it is showing all the things. Like even you found the same thing by using MS Office also. Once you prepare something called any document, when you go back and again open the same thing, it shows you in the recent documents like that it is showing. Now here, if you see, these are all called connection of data. That means first important thing is you need to connect to data source. Then only you can perform anything. Now, so I told you, you can connect it to any kind of data. Like first one is flat file, like Excel file or text file or MS Access file or any kind of statistical files like SPSS software and other kind of thing, and already prepared Tableau files. So you can connect it to these many flat files. This is one. And you can connect it to RDBs as well as online. Like you can connect it to server, or you can connect it to Microsoft SQL Server, MySQL, Oracle, Amazon Redshifts. And if you click here, it shows you a number of data sources which is there in the market. You can connect it to any database, but depending upon how client is using. For example, if client is using Oracle, you need to connect it to Oracle and you need to dump the data in the Tableau and try to work on and perform some kind of analysis and try to represent the data in a visualization with interactivity. Now, so here I will tell you clearly one thing, but it is not possible to show each and every database as a developer. But it is not possible. Why? Because from client to client, database may varies. So that's the reason why Tableau has given a standard template called Superstore data. So if you want to learn a Tableau, so you always work on a Superstore data. So even if you find the same thing in Qlikview and other tools also, so all the tools they will give you a standard template so that you can log on to that template and they can use that template in terms of flat file, and you can prepare all kinds of reports. You found the same thing even with the databases also, but the naming conventions are different for dimensions or measures. Remaining things, each and everything is same here. Now you can connect it to these many data sources here. Now, so now I am connecting to Excel sheet, that is a flat file. Why? Because in our regular sessions, we always prefer to connect to that particular superstore. Even not for me. So if you go anywhere, so those people will teach you regarding only a superstore data. Why? Because so it contains more than 10,000 records. So you can perform a number of reports by using this particular flat file. Why? Because you will get each and every output by using this particular file. So that's the reason why. So you need to work on this particular superstore data and try to prepare different visualizations by linking all the concepts in Tableau. Now I am connecting to Excel. Even I just now I told you also. So for a collection of data sources, you don't require any lines of coding. I will show you here. So for example, your client is using Oracle. You can click on Oracle, so that system is directly asking what are the credentials of that particular server. If you provide those credentials like what is the server name, what is the IP address, and what is the username and password of Oracle, so that you can directly connect. There is no need of writing. Why? Because everything is system is internally writing by with the help of SQL. System is generating the query, but you are not writing as a developer. System internal it is generating the query and it is directly giving the output. So just you need to enter these are the credentials required, which is given by the DBS. so that once you enter those details, so that you can directly log on to the Oracle database, and you can pull the data as per your requirement and try to perform analysis. Now I am doing the same thing, not with the help of directly system takes you to that particular folder. Whenever you install Tableau, so you have in your My Documents, system automatically generates a folder called My Tableau repository. In repository, it contains, there are so many things it contains. I will show you here. Once you go to My Documents, so you have My Tableau repository. Once you click on repository, because it is automatically created one, so you haven't created a new folder here. It is system driven. So once there you found different extensions. Then just now I told you, so you will have different file extensions. First one is bookmark, that means .tbm file. So this is connectors. Okay, it is nothing is available. So data sources like .tds, .tdsx, all databases which are available, all flat files which details automatically. Now you can connect it to this superstore data. Before that, let me show you. So you can have logs, you can have maps, you can have services, shapes, and all other workbooks. So whenever you create something which is in the Tableau, so you can save the file in the form of twbx. So it is showing all the files which is prepared by me. Like that, it is showing all the files which is there in the form of twbx. It is a Tableau related file. Like that, so you will get all the details here. Now I am connecting to data sources 9.0, then you are connecting to superstore data. It is basically a flat file, then connect to here. Then system directly takes you to the next screen. Now it is system is linking the same thing. It is processing internally a query by you with the help of SQL, and it shows you directly the next screen. There is no need of writing anything. It is very simple, but you need to understand concept wise and how to apply analysis. If you know those details, it is very easy to do to learn Tableau. Okay, within 20 days. Now click on enter, so that it directly takes you to the starting screen of that particular Tableau. Now here, so even if you connect it to Oracle also, you will find the same thing. There is no need of change anything, and nothing is changed. Everything is common. What I am showing, so you will get the same thing for even Oracle or maybe some other databases also. But only the naming providing the data in the form of field names. Maybe these names varies. Other things are common. Okay. Now I will tell you there are two options here. First one is live. Second one is extract. Very important one. So live. So in Tableau, whenever you are working as a developer, you always connect to data in the form of extract, not in the form of live. Why? Because whenever you want to connect it to live, it is too difficult to connect it to live data source like database again and again. It takes you performance issues. Even if the database having huge number of data, it is taking more time to connect it to database. So again, if there is any emergency, sometimes you need to log on to the live, but it is not a best practice. Even if the DB is down, you cannot access the data. If the requirement is very emergency, what you will do? You cannot do anything. For the time, generally, our best practice is so by clicking on extract, so that whatever the data which is there in the database, you can dump the data and keep it in the desktop. That is in your local desktop. So whenever you click on extract and go to sheet number 1, system is dumping the data which is there here. Whatever you are connected, every data dump in the form of extract, that is TDE file. So now I will show you the same thing. Click on sheet number 1, then system is asking to save the file. That means whatever is data is available here, it is pulling the data in the form of .tde Tableau data extract, and it is storing everything here and keep it in your local system. That means again there is no need of connecting to database again and again. Why? Because you already dumped all the data in the form of Tableau file. There is no need of again and again connecting to data source. Not possible. Even DB down, nothing, no problem. Everything is there in your desktop. That is in your local desktop, not in the Tableau desktop. So you can connect to that particular file and you can work on all the areas and try to perform the report. but it is not there in live. But sometimes, depending upon the emergency kind of thing, so at the time of ad hoc kind of reports, so you need to connect to do live. But that is not very less number of times. You can, in terms of percentage, it is a point not times. We always use extract, so that dump the same thing and keep it in the desktop, and you can connect to that particular file. No need of connecting to that particular database again and again, not required, because it is there in the desktop side. Now, in this way, you have to connect. Once you connect, so then I will show you one more thing here. So here it is showing all the headers automatically in a one single line, but when it comes to the sheet number 1, it is segregating the data in the form of dimensions and measures. Basically, this particular window, whatever I am showing, this window is called as the data window. Data window contains, first one is dimensions, second one is measures. Apart from that, so you have two more is there. First one is sets and next one is parameters. So these two are dynamic, but means, so whenever you create a set, automatically it comes here, otherwise it won't shows anything. Even parameter also same. Whenever I am creating a parameter, then it shows you the same thing in the data window, otherwise you will have only a dimensions and measures. So what is meant by dimension? Dimension contains only a text data. For example, category. Category contains only a text information. There is no numeric information. That means it is a non-aggregated field. Dimensions are non-aggregated fields. It contains text data. I will show you in terms of data types. So ABC represents text, globe represents geographic data, and a hash represents only number, but that cannot be aggregated. That means, so you cannot use this number for any kind of calculations. Only for display purpose you are showing. That's why it is coming here automatically. So you have three types of database. First one is alphanumeric, second one is geographic, third one is numeric. So now when it comes to measures, all these things are only in numerics. That means you can aggregate the data. That means you can perform some calculations, and so you can use these fields in different analysis by applying addition, subtraction, multiplication, and other kind of conditions like logical conditions, user conditions, whatever it may be. So you can perform anything by using measures, but in dimensions nothing is there. So that's why system automatically segregated text data and date data. Dates, this is the date data. So these two comes under dimensions, only numeric numbers which comes under measures. Now, so here, this particular window, we have a marks card. This is marks card section. These are all called legends, and this is row shelf, column shelf, page shelf, filter shelf, and this is about show me. So these are all called advanced charts, where based on your selection, so it is activating some of the chart types automatically, or else you can close this one. So whenever you connect marks card, so that it is displaying which chart you want. So you don't need to select anything. System proposes chart automatically, but if you want, you can change. The option is there to change the type of the visualization. Now, I will show you a simple requirement here. So I want to track my day-to-day sales of my company. Okay, here 3 years of data given in that particular database. I want to track each and every day in these particular 3 years. What is the sales irrespective of category? So in my company, I am having 17 or 18 categories of the product. I am not comparing each and every one. So irrespective of categories, what is the sale of per day? Now, so here in your report, how many fields are there? I am having a day-wise sales. There are two fields are there. First one is day, second one is sales. Now, day is always referred to date field. Day is always referred to date field, either in quarter or maybe a day or maybe week. Everything it comes under order a date. Now let us drag. Why all the things here in the drag and drop options? There is no need of writing anything. Nothing is required. Only you have to perform drag and drop, selecting order a date and keep it in either row shelf or column shelf. Then system is showing these are the data which are available in year wise. Okay, now what I'm doing, so I want to see what is the sales. Let us select sales and keep it in the columns. When I select there, system automatically proposes a chart. That means system is proposing a line chart. Now I am swapping this one so that system is displaying the same data in a vertical format. So system is proposing, I haven't selected any chart type. So even if you do the same thing with the help of Qlikview, so you need to select in the starting of the report which chart you want. Okay, now, so it is not there. Everything is here dynamic. So system proposes a chart. I don't want to represent in line chart. Let us go to marks chart and try to perform line chart. It automatically converts into line chart. So, or you want area chart, you can convert the same thing to line chart. So you cannot perform the same thing in a circuit. So you can perform in terms of circuits, shapes, and you can perform different chart types. Now I am representing in the bar chart. Now, so here what is the sales in 2010? So this is 6 lakh something, this is 6 lakh something, and this is 3 lakh something. Just I want to display the same thing, click on ABC so that it is displaying all the details year wise. I don't want year wise, I want to track day wise. Let us click on plus symbol. Why? Because always order date is a hierarchy field in the system. It is again Tableau driven. Tableau has given an option for date. Why? Because date field contains a number of things. So that's the reason why Tableau has given it is a default hierarchy field. So for other fields, you won't find plus symbol. Only for year date, that is only for order date, you will find plus symbol. Click on enter. Now it is showing yearly. Give me a second. The system automatically showing information in the quarter wise. Again, if you click on quarter, it segregates into next level, next level like that. So you can click on quarter. It is displaying month wise. I don't need to quarter wise. Let us drag and keep it yearly. First month, all the years. I don't want to track even month wise. I want to track day wise. Click on, then system is showing. So for the year 2010, January 1st, this is the sales. So second, this is the sales. Like that for all 3 years, 365 days into 3 years, you find that many days data here. Here we are talking about irrespective of product. So overall products, this is the sales for per day. Even if you want to track that one also, that is also possible. For example, this is the data given. So I want to track how many categories I sell in that day. For example, let us drag category and keep it on color legend so that it displays the same thing. For example, one day, first day I used only one category. I sold only one. Maybe in the second day, I have 3 categories I sold. In the third day, I perform only office machines and other things. Bring the data in all different ways. Even if you want to segregate not in bar chart, you can represent the same thing in line chart. It displays different views. The visualizations are different. Everything is different. But but when I say the same report, you can easily understand where exactly you are lacking. So, for example, if you put the same thing to entire view, so this is the overall report for the 3 years. 3 years day wise, this is the report. Okay, for each category wise, what is the sales? Once you create this particular report, what you have to do being a developer, go to server, click on publish workbook, then it is asking for server details. Once you enter the server IP, click on connect, automatically it is published in the server. So that the client can directly log on to the server and they can access the content tab. They go there and they can see the now I created only one view like that. So depending upon your requirement, I have to create number of sheets, number of views, and insert all the views and go to the dashboard. And you have to prepare this dashboard here. Once the dashboard is prepared, then only you can publish to the server. So then without this particular dashboard, you cannot. Basically, so depending upon the report, so you need to prepare a dashboard by using different objects. Text here, you can insert images here, company image, and you can insert web pages and blank images, everything you can insert here and try to design the report in a neat way so that publish the same thing to the server. They can client can directly log on to the server and they can see the report. Okay, so this is a brief overview about the Tableau desktop. Now my part is done. Now you have to tell me what is your whether you understanding what I told, so you are comfortable or hello?
Hello.
Yeah, tell me.
Yeah, okay, sir. Good, sir.
Everything is fine?
Yeah, everything's fine, sir.
No, this is a small report like that. By applying all the concepts like actions, parameters, and filters, and so calculate there, we'll try to incorporate those concepts to this particular report. Then you will get different visualizations. Like if you want, you can use show me options. So all options are activated. That means you selected some of the dimensions and measures here. Based on that, it is showing the data. So in that way, we have to create different reports and try to publish to the server so that client can check each and everything in the server side, not in the desktop side. Okay. So any queries from your side?
No, sir, nothing, sir.
Anything you want
Fine.
to ask? Anything you want to ask with me, you can. And
Yeah,
the time duration for this,
3 days.
yeah, 20. So
Yeah,
I'll finish with, it takes 20 days to finish entire desktop. So that will cover 20 hours. I will complete each and every topic in 20 hours, and I'll try to provide each and every video apart from whatever the material I'm having. I will provide each and everything, and I'll provide you your questions, whatever the required information to you. I will provide all the things to you. So this is my assurance from my side. So that is, and then you have to think and you have to confirm the thing so that we will plan the class.